Hello, Africans. You know, as an African who lived in Europe, who have traveled along Europe, we are bringing the good message to you Africans. You know, there is a video of this our elder who is 19 years old, close to 90 years old. Whatever this man is saying here is the reality on the ground. Everything going on in Africa today is being pushed by Europeans. The reason why you see Africa can never move forward is because Europe wanted to be like that. Everything that we all practice in Africa today that is evil came from Europe. Is it the educational system? Is it religion? Is it judiciary system? Everything we practice is fake because it comes from Europe. Now let's listen to this our Papa and hear what he say.
Do you think a Nigeria where there was honesty and there was morality has now transformed into a Nigeria that is one of the most corrupt countries of today?
When the white people started coming to Africa and Nigeria, that's one of the vices they brought. In fact, 90% of what we call vices amongst the blacks and Africa today, they were brought by the whites when they start coming in to carry us as slaves. It's their vice. It's not African vice. Stealing, lying, corruption, everything. And it's what they are still practicing among themselves up to now. So it's not a very spectacular thing. When you come close to them, you will see. I work with them.
But sir, if what you're saying is true, then why is it that right now, the Western nations are not seen as corrupt as we are today? If it's their own vice, shouldn't they be corrupt countries right now in comparison to Nigeria?
Yes, that's a very big one. Who is seeing them as not corrupt? It's the idea they are selling out. But if you have any opportunity to come close to them, you will see the level of their corruption by far higher than what they are complaining about. They just want people to understand and believe what they are saying about blacks and Africa and Nigeria. Their own is worse. That's just the way I can put it. Right now, UK and the West generally, they want to pride themselves as a democratic country. But what is democratic about them? Take Britain, for example. It's still under monarchy. And under the monarchy, you have the House of Lords. Even the number of people in the House of Lords almost more than the elected representatives in the House of Commons. Just reflect on that scenario for a minute. What is democratic about it? They keep on putting forward what they are not. I don't see any level of corruption that can be worse than that. With that type of arrangement, they keep on doing whatever they want to do. Some years back, which I can still remember, and some people that are talking now might still be young, there was a time his son, I don't know whether this one can put me into trouble, a son of Margaret Thatcher was involved in coup in Central Africa. And by the time he escaped, nothing was heard about it again. One would have thought that with their so-called justice, equality, they will follow it and try. Any member of the royal family can never do anything wrong. What will you say about that?
And I've never heard about that before.
Yes, I mean, the way I'm looking at you now, I think
You see, this man is actually telling a lot of reality here. One thing I would like you to know is this. In life, it is survival of the fit. The lion always sees the goat as male. Africa is always going to be male to Europeans. The reason why we cannot grow is because, okay, like I was saying before the call came in, for Africa to grow, we must first realize what is our problem, what is taking us back. Europeans don't want us to grow. The reason why you see Africa is a mess today is because the Europeans are behind everything. I have more videos from this same man. Yes, I have more videos from him. And people like this are very important because they know that they are living their last days. And they are trying to tell Africans the problems of Africans, things that we need to know. Because if we don't know these things, how can we learn how to grow? How can we understand the problems? Europeans have always been problem to Africa. And the reason is they know that survival of the fit is the game. Okay, let's hear this other video from him.
They brought civilization to us. What civilization? We were by far more superior to them.
Many people would always say that when the white man came to Nigeria, the white man gave us houses. The white man stopped us from living like savages. The white man gave us education. The white man gave us healthcare. But what you're saying is different from that.
Yes, you are right. That was the propaganda, and the propaganda is still going on now. And the most regrettable aspect of this is that the propaganda is catching up very, very fast and deeply among our youth. That's what they believe. It was a deliberate thing just to pull you down, so that you can see them in the form they are not. I don't think it's just mere propaganda. Or what they did. I will give you one or two examples. When the colonialists started building railways and doing ports, they were doing it to move their goods from Nigeria to their place. And when they brought education through the missionaries, they were only teaching people how to read and write to facilitate their own administration. So when you look at everything in this way, you will find that it's just a lie they are spreading and propaganda. Right now, if you go to the universities, what do you see? People go to the university, they come back, and you can't bring them to think in original way. Everything on the surface. I think that's the way it is. Anybody can see it in any other way. They want to claim that they brought civilization to us. What civilization? We were by far more superior to them. They want to claim that they brought civilization to us.
For Africa to grow, we must reject everything that comes from the West. Everything. Their educational system, their religion, everything from Europeans or the West must be rejected. Yes. Okay, let's hear again the last portion of the video.
Or being controlled from elsewhere except amongst us. It's been a lie all along. And it can be a little bit shameful that I'm realizing that for the first time. At my age, going to 90, the leaders are the agents of people who are not even here. And they are controlling us by proxy. The idea of democracy and what it takes is a fluke and subterfuge. I've told you, we call them our leaders, but they are their agents. If we want to join them, even at my age, they will reserve special place for me in the highest places because they will defer to me. I know all of them. If I don't know the people there, and I know their fathers, our youth, you can't blame them. You can't blame them because the pit they are finding themselves now have been dug for them centuries ago. How can anybody tell me that the distance between Lagos and Ibadan, less than 150 kilometers, is taking 20 years to construct? At my age of going to 90, I've been hearing of NEPA, development, rearrangement, reconstruction.
It is so ironically crazy that these people have made us to believe in everything that they taught us, to believe that they are more better than us, to believe in their system, and now we are actually running to come to them. We run to come to them to enslave ourselves, to make ourselves be very, very, to be very, very weak, and we can actually do their dirty job for them. Africa must unite. We must say no to everything that comes from Europe. Let's go back to who we were. Africans were we were farmers. Let's go back in farming. Let us reject their fertilizer. Let's reject everything that comes from these people. Let us embrace compound manure. Africans were living, and we used to use compound manure, and we grow the best meals on earth. Africa must learn how to feed Africa. We don't need all this system from Europe. They are to hurt us. They are not for our good. I don't know what is wrong with us. But I think it is high time that Africa must say no to everything that comes from the West. We need to embrace whatever belongs to Africa and make Africa grow. We need to embrace our food. Terrorism is from Europe. Religion is from Europe. This bad educational system is from Europe. We are all docile now because of this madness. Thank you, Africa.